Dart is an object-oriented language with classes and mixin-based inheritance. If you have worked with any other object-oriented language, you must have worked with classes and objects. So I'm assuming you already know the basics around them. And in this course, we will go through only the concepts that are special to Dart. But before that, let's revisit some of the basic concepts just in case you need a refresher. This is what a class declaration looks like, and name and age are called the instance variables. This is the default constructor. However, in Dart, a default constructor is automatically created for you if you do not declare one yourself. So you can omit this default constructor. Creating an object is the same as any other popular OOP language. In some languages, we write the new keyword when creating a new object of a class. But as you can see in the info warning here that the new keyword is unnecessary, and you can read the docs to learn more. Therefore, we can omit that because it is implicit. Also notice that the instance variables are declared as nullable because for this example, we are not initializing them in the constructor. And without this nullability, this will throw a compile time error. But later we will make them a non-nullable variable. So let me put this back again. Now, Dart provides a variety of constructors. The most common form of constructors, the generative constructor, creates a new instance of the class. You must be familiar with this, where you have the parameters here and then you do this dot name equal to the local variable. So imagine if you had more than 10 instance variables, you would have to do this dot a equal to a, this dot b equal to b, this dot c equal to c, and this goes on. This is going to take ages, and that is why Dart provides a simpler way of doing this. You can avoid this pattern of assigning a constructor argument and use Dart's syntactic sugar to assign arguments in a single line. I'll show you how. So in this case, you can remove this entirely, remove the function block, and instead of defining the data type here, you can simply just do this dot name and this dot age. So in case you suppose have like a million other variables, instance variables like a, b, c, d, then in this case you just have to do this dot a, this dot b, this dot c, this dot d, and you get the gist. Isn't this much easier than what we were doing earlier? Anyway, for readability purposes, let me just remove these extra instance variables. So we have just the name and the age. So now, as you can see, there is some error during creation of the object. It says that 2 positional arguments are expected, but 0 are found. So, well, it's expecting name and age. So here you can provide something like Miss Jones and age as 40, suppose. Now, Dart follows a similar practice of dot operators like most of the languages to refer to the instance variables. Like in this case, it could be something like learner dot name. So if I want to print the name of the learner, so you can use the dot operator here to refer to the object's name variable. Similarly for the age variable as well. Also, do you remember the syntax around named parameters and function with the curly braces? Well, class constructors can have a similar syntax as well, where the constructor parameters become optional and non-positional. So let's add the curly braces here to get the same behavior. And similarly for the object creation here, you need to add the key, which is name, and for this name of the person, and age here. Now it will have this similar behavior as the functions, like where you can interchange the order or have the arguments as optional. Moving on, the class instance variables here, well, they were declared as nullable. But if we remove the question mark, they will throw an error that we are already familiar with. The compiler is complaining that the variables are declared as non-nullable But because of the named argument syntax, they're also optional, which is contradictory. So in order to fix it, we need to add the required keyword here. And now the error is gone.